Alright then, Marvel, let's go ahead and talk about Asian representation. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of the Narik Chase channel. I'm your boy Narik Chase, and in this video we're going to be reviewing Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. Excuse me, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Boy, it's quite a mouthful. I had no intentions on watching this movie. Actually, it was actually pretty good. I thought it was going to be shit, but it was actually pretty good. The movie follows Shang-Chi, who's kind of run away from the Ten Rings organization, so Shang-Chi doesn't really want to be associated with it. But he ends up getting pulled back into it, and then all types of chaos ensues. I really did like the acting. Simu Liu, I don't know how to say this guy's name. I just think that he did a really good job as Shang-Chi. He made the character very likable. He was really stoic, but he had really goofy moments too, and I really like how he bounced those goofy moments off with Awkwafina. I really like this woman. I've seen her in a couple of things, and I feel that she does have this certain comedic role because most of the humor is through her character, but I think that the film benefited because of it. And usually when you have films like this, there is that character. But honestly, I think it actually worked, especially with their relationship. You got Fala Chen. I really liked her as well in the film. I thought she was really cool. I thought she had a lot of really good moments. I thought her and Liu had really good moments together. But the one person I can say that really had me just invested in the film, of course, Tony Leung Chiao Wai, the dad, the guy that plays the dad. But I thought he did a really convincing job as the Mandarin character, as his father character, and I really felt really connected to him because I understood his motivations, and it was more multi-level than he first appears. And the one thing I do like about the film is the fact that it's based on the characters and their relationships. That forms the core of the story, especially how the story ends up starting off to where it gets to in the end. It's all about these relationships between the character, Shang-Chi's relationship with Katie, Shang-Chi's relationship with his father, which forms the basis of the story of this film, his relationship with his sister, his relationship with his mom, his father's relationship with his mom, his sister's relationship with the dad. I just love the fact that the story has so much depth to it because of these relationships between these two characters and the effects that it has throughout the progression of the story and where the story does go. And like I said, it's all based on these relationships between characters. Again, the humor's good. There's some subtle moments, and there is some humor that does feel a little out of place, but that's kind of the way the MCU works with these films. It's good to have a good bit of humor, but sometimes too much. And one of the things that I really appreciated about this film is for those people that didn't like the Iron Man 3 version of the Mandarin, this film does a great job in tying that to that movie. There's a surprising amount of cameos in this film. Some cameos feel necessary, some cameos do feel a bit forced. There's this one particular, these two characters fight, and one part of it is, in my mind, is why is this character even in this film? It's not like Shang-Chi had to deal with the character or anything like that. There are some realistic fights in the film, and I think that it works really well for how grounded some of the fights are, to where it leads up later on to more of these more superpowered fights and supernatural fights, and it works really well. I thought the fights were well choreographed. I thought they were entertaining. There is this one specific fight that when I'm watching it, I'm like, they got this from Rush Hour 2, didn't they? Don't want to give people that impression. There is a bit of wire food, and for the most part, I actually like the wire food that was in this film. The Ten Rings concept is straight up badass. The Mandarin in the comics, don't care what anybody says, is shit. He's a shit character. I don't like the fact that the Ten Rings have these 10 different generic powers. I think it's pretty stupid. I've always thought the Mandarin was just to some extent an interesting idea, but to me, just poorly executed character. Maybe I need to give him more of a chance to read more of him in the comics, but I love the concept of the Ten Rings in this story. I think that is really unique. I think it's really creative. I think it's really badass. A lot of the stuff that he does in the film with it. The Ten Rings, they need to just switch it to this because, like I said, it was straight up badass. Again, really, some of the negatives of the film is I feel like there are some cameos that really aren't really necessary. The martial arts is really grounded at first, and then it kind of goes to the supernatural level. Sometimes the humor is a bit much, but again, that's the MCU formula at this point. Really, outside of that, I didn't really have a problem with the Shang-Chi film. I thought it was really good. I thought it was well done. I did like the characters. I did like the action. I actually thought the story was pretty interesting. I liked the relationship between the characters. I thought that was really compelling for the story. So in the end, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings definitely deserves a 4 out of 5. This film was really entertaining to me in my eyes. It really did surprise me. So guys, in the comment section below, let me know, what are your thoughts about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings? Is it good? Is it not good? Did you agree with any of my points? And who was your favorite character? And also, which version of the Mandarin do you really like? Do you like the one from the comics where he has the 10 rings on his fist? Or do you like the Mandarin in this where he has the 10 rings on his arms? Be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and that notification button to get the best of what we got going on this channel. And we'll definitely catch you guys later.
It's time to show the world who I really am. Run it.